aboard as we get underway with round number 3. This is Steele Depaoli and Brett McCarroll coming to you at the Velocity Ranch Roping, brought to you by Highland Projects, SNL Energy, Mountain Edge Productions, and Dave Castleman. They're on a whole bunch of rope right here, and we're going to do a 7 and 59 for number 3 for Depaoli and McCarroll. 6 and 5, 12 and 3, and a 7 and 59. Logan Bonnett and Clark McCarroll. Pair of 12s bringing them into round number 3 as team number 5 backs in the box. There you go. We're going to stick on that good heel side video feed. Like it. Rode the barrier just right. Leans out there and gets one hammered around the horns. We're going to clean it up on the backside. Yes, we are. How about an 8 and 7? 8 and 7, 9 for their third steer. Number 11, Clay Ullery and Brady Chappell. 909 and an 835. They're solid in the average as they roll on to steer number 3. A little less solid in the average as they break that barrier, clean it up on the back, and we're going to go to 11 and 84, including the penalty on round 3, 11 and 84. 14, Trey Gallais and Devin Wigemyr, 779, 876, and we're here now in round number 3 to watch some magic come together. He's Brett Buss helping him a little bit with that end gate, keeping that head horse cool, calm, and collected, not letting him think too much about time to run and catch one of these hard-running Velocity steers. Good little opportunity here to show you how it works back behind the scenes. 2 feet on the field and an 8 and 19. 8 and 19 for Team 14, Gallais and Wigemyr. We're going to go now to Kyle Smith and Riley Wilson, an 8 and 55, a 7 and 59 as we roll in the box for steer number 3. You got to appreciate Mr. Smith as he rolls in, cool, calm, brings that horse around, sets him in the corner just right. And we watch Riley on the heel side. Okay, another penalty on the barrier line. Gets him rope, gets him turned. Riley does his job, ropes 2 feet, you bet. 12 and 74 with the penalty for round number 3. As we go to team number 26. Team number 26, 7 and 21 and 10 and 45. Justin McCarroll and Rocky Dallin. Penalties on the second one are going to bring them into round number 3. Looking to clean that up and stay in the average. Great line, great run on the barrier. Now, where are they at in the field? Are over his shoulder and slings it way underneath and unable to come tight on 2 as we add a 5-second for a leg, a 12 and 4. A 12 and 4 for number 3 for McCarroll and Dallin. We're going to go now to 28. Cole Bevans and Brady Chappell. 10 and 5 at 8 and 6. Let's see what we're going to get done here today. These guys can get into their hand as fast as anybody in the business. Barrier line, he got out of his hand just as fast as he wanted to, though. 2 swings over the back, and we got 2 feet, 10 and 7. What would have been the fastest time of the roping? With the 5 and 7, add the leg, and we're at 10 and 7. All the way down to Riley Roy and Riley Wilson. 807, 840, and now let's watch round 3. They are in contention for the championship here today. Yeah, you bet. It's out of his hand where it needs to be. Gets in time with Riley. Oh, man, was that awesome or what? We're going to nail one down to the 7 and 53. Team number 36, Tristan Williams, Dallas Kornfeld. 13, 10, 11, 57 brings them to round number 3. Plagued with a couple of penalties. We're going to clean it up here in round number 3. Gets him around the horns just right. We're good at the barrier line. And a wilder steer. We're going to come tight on 1 leg for a 5 penalty and all the way to a 14 and 84. A 14 and 84. 37, Logan Bonnett and Matt Fawcett. 847 on their first one. Penalty on the second one. Clean it up here a little bit on number 3. Yeah, these guys practice together a lot as well. We mentioned that. You can check them out online in a whole bunch of different videos as we draw the line tight with a 7 and 71. Team number 38, Grady Brandon, Kyle Lucas, 818, 1388. Number 3, looking to whittle down their time a little bit by avoiding any penalties that might ensue. Yes, sir, right out there in front, the bay horse doing his job. Rope 1 around the neck, and Kyle Lucas does it right. Come tight on 2, 4, and 8 and 99. Team 40, Tel Flewelling, Kelly Bueller, 8 and 65, and a 13:02 brings us to round 3. Roping in Canada has come a long way, and in no small part to the Flewelling family and the Bueller family in conjunction here at Velocity Ranch Roping, as we have the best of the best on offer in this DVD only. But a +5 on the backside is going to bring them to a 12 flat as we go all the way over to number 60, Riley and Casper Roy, 8 and 91, 7 and 18. They are in contention as well. 2 steers down beautifully. They come around, and yes, sir, rope 2 feet for an 8 and 32. You heard them holler in the background. Good job, guys, and well done. Team 67, Troy, Fischer, and Colton Schmidt, 746, 7 and 54. Not a bad little setup here as they got 15 seconds, just a little over on 2 steers. One of those harder-to-rope steers with his head down just a tick. Colton Schmidt comes around the corner and hammers one for a 7 and 31. 7 and 31 is their third round roll. Number 70, Justin McCarroll and Taylor Brower. Couple of penalty-laden runs, a 13 and a 10. We're going to line it up, get it set up, and roll one down here with no penalties. There we go. Got him rope clean around the front end. Now where are we at on the back? Yes, sir. 2 feet taped together. 8 and 34 for McCarroll and Brower. 73, we're back to Riley Warren, this time with Ryon Tittel in round number 3. Great opportunity to see the horsemanship. I sure like these camera angles when you can see guys right there in that roping box. All right, Mr. Riley Warren comes across the line, sets him up just right for Ryon Tittel, and he does his job with a 7 and 31. 7 and 31. We'll move now to Dawson Graham and Wyatt Erickson, team number 74. A pair of 12s, a long set of 12s in their first 2 steers. All they need to do is drop the penalties, clean it up on the steer number 3, and we'll move them into some average change. What do we got here? Right in front, and we're going to slip a leg to a 12 and 37. 12 and 37 for Team 74. Team 75, Roland McFadden, Brett McCarroll, 8 and 1, 6 on their first one. 10 and 2, 3 brings them to a nice little placing on 2 head. Roll in there. Let's see what Pody gets done. Yeah, you betcha. Come around the backside. Mr. McCarroll loop scoop. Done. 8 and 3-0. Clean. 8 and 3-0. No penalties involved. Dustin Coates. This is Johnson. 13-19 on the first one. Cleaned it up on round number 2 with a 7 and 54 clean. As you can see, some of that blue Alberta sky and a little bit of liquid sunshine that was coming down earlier in the day has now gone long ways away as they roll in. Get one turned here right in the middle of the pen, and 2 feet is going to call this an 8 and 52. 8 and 52 for Coates and Johnson. Team number 80 down to Brady Davies and Brady Chappell. 13 and 31 with the penalty on their first one. 6 and 36 for their second steer. Clean it up on their third, and we'll put them into some average sitting. A little late on barrier, not that big a deal. We'll gather it up with this good head horse. Turn off the side a little bit, loop, and hammer in Brady Chappell style with 9-1-1, 9-11 on steer 3. 82, Trey Gallais and Devin Wigemyr. 12 and 85, had a leg on the first round, not a big deal. We'll move to round number 2 with a 6 and 64. What are we going to do on number 3? Yep, we're clean at that barrier line where we needed to be. Gets it out of his hand, throws a lot of rope on the back. Mr. Wigemyr cleans it right up with a 7 and 5. 5 is what we're going to do for the team. As we go now to the last, Riley Warren and Kyle Lucas chance they have here in round 3. 14-19, 7 and 3. Where are we at? Yeah, gets it out of his hand as well. Right around the corner, Kyle Lucas does his job, comes tight. 7 and 61. 7 and 61. Team 89 will be next to rock and roll. This is going to be Bonnett and Wilson. Logan on the front side, Riley on the back. 8 and 7 and 6. Man, they're set up to do some damage here in round number 3. This is where the rubber hits the road for these guys. 3 steers in a row is doable. 5 is what you call tenacity. It's bringing a whole pile of mind together to keep everything in the right track. Look at that. Speaking of right tracks, come around, we fell off just a little. 14 and 39. Riley Wilson adds a 5. 14 and 39 on the team. 94, Clay Ullery and Ryon Tittel. 8-5 for 8-2-7. These guys are solid as well on 2 with a 16, just a little bit over 16-second run. 17-0-1 on 2 is where it stands. Yeah, roll in there, tie it tight around the horns, and hammers one in the field for 8-0-7. 8-0-7 for team number 94. 99, Roland McFadden and Casper Roy. They're a 7-7-9. They're a 7-0-4. Oh, these guys are ready to rock and roll. Dig deep, boys. Bet on the cowboys that have the longest ropes and the fastest hands. Come around the side, slide and ride. Look at that heel horse. 7 and 84, putting on a show for round 3 for McFadden and Roy. Let's flip the page over to Justin McCarroll and Ryon Tittel. We're on an 8-1-0 first round. 741 number 2. Team 108 comes across, does exactly what they've been doing, and the magic continues for McCarroll and Tittel as we ride at 7 and 59. 7 and 59. 114, Steele Depaoli and Matt Fawcett. 12 and 9 the second round of the penalty plagued them a little bit. 8 and 94 on their first one. We're going to clean it up here in round 3. What do we got for you? It rides that barrier perfectly, sets the steer up in complete Depaoli style, wraps one up, and we got a 7:54. Well, that wraps up round number 3. We'll be back to you with more Highland Projects Velocity Ranch Open coming at you in round number 4.